Amaka, the beautiful daughter of Ugubwefi Nuokoye of Umuwaka village, loved to fetch water at the river in the early morning. She always dressed in her fine Igbo wrapper, or George, and tied a bright Isiagu scarf on her head. One morning, she met a handsome young man standing by the riverbank. He smiled gently, and his voice flowed like calm water. He introduced himself as Chidi, a traveler looking for shelter. Amaka felt strangely drawn to him. Even though she could not explain why, she felt safe by his side. She left the river thinking about him the entire day. Later that evening, Chidi visited Amaka's family compound. He wore a neat white ukwa ocha attire, making him look noble and peaceful. Her parents welcomed him warmly and invited him to join their evening meal of yam and palm oil. He thanked them politely and spoke with wisdom far beyond his age. Amaka's parents were impressed by his calm spirit. They assumed he was a good man who came from a respectable home. News of the mysterious young man spread across the village. Some women whispered that they had never seen him before and wondered where he came from. Others said he walked too quietly, like someone whose feet did not touch the ground. Amaka dismissed their gossip. She believed Chidi was simply misunderstood. She felt he was different, but in a gentle and attractive way. She refused to listen to rumors. Chidi and the Maka began meeting under the moonlight near the old Iroko tree. They shared stories, laughter, and secrets. Amaka felt truly seen and valued for the first time in her life. Chidi never touched food or drank water during their meetings, but he always smiled and said he was not hungry. Amaka did not question this. She was blinded by the warmth she felt around him. One morning, Chidi arrived with palm wine and kola nuts, asking for Amaka's hand in marriage. He stood tall in a red Isiagu top, a beaded necklace, and a white feather on his cap. Her parents agreed gladly, seeing that Chidi behaved like an honorable man. The engagement was simple but joyful. Elders blessed the couple and prayed for fruitfulness. Amaka could not wait to begin her new life.
Before the wedding, Chidi told Amaka one unusual rule. She must never follow him at night, no matter what she sees or hears. His voice sounded firm yet gentle, and his eyes carried a sadness she could not understand. Amaka agreed, even though she felt uneasy. She loved him and did not want to lose him. She promised she would obey this strange condition. 2 days before the wedding, Amaka noticed Chidi leaving the compound at midnight. He moved like smoke drifting through the air. She felt chills run down her back, but remembered the promise she made to him. She stayed awake until he returned. His eyes looked empty, like someone who had traveled far into darkness, but he smiled when he saw her watching from the door. The wedding was colorful with Igbo dancers, drums, and the sound of flutes. Amaka wore a beautiful red George wrapper, waist beads, coral beads, and cowries in her hair. Chidi appeared stunning in white aqua ocha, but once again, he refused to eat or drink. Guests praised his gentleness, saying that Amaka had found a rare man, but some elders whispered among themselves. They said his shadow looked faint under the hot sun. After the ceremony, Chidi took Amaka to his home at the far edge of the village. The path was quiet, surrounded by tall grass and swaying palm trees. The compound looked peaceful but strangely empty. Amaka felt a cold breeze as they entered the house. It was clean, but had no smell of cooking, firewood, or life. She told herself she was just tired from the wedding. Amaka noticed that Chidi never spoke about his parents or siblings. When she asked, he only said, "They are always around." She found it strange because she had never seen anyone visit. But at night, she heard whispers inside the compound. The voices sounded close, but she could not see anyone. She tried to ignore it and focused on her new marriage. One evening, Chidi warned her never to open the small hut behind the house. He said it contained family secrets that must remain untouched. His expression was serious, and his voice shook slightly. Amaka agreed again, but her curiosity grew stronger. She wondered what kind of secrets required such strict warning. She decided she would never break his trust. Chidi continued leaving the house every night. He always returned before dawn. Amaka noticed that whenever he returned, his body felt cold, like the Harmattan breeze. One night, she tried to follow him silently, but the moment she stepped outside, she could no longer see him. It felt as if he had vanished into thin air. One afternoon, a wrinkled old woman approached Amaka at the village stream. Her voice trembled as she said, "My daughter, be careful. You are living with one who is not among the living." Amaka felt fear grip her heart. The woman refused to say more. She simply walked away, leaving Amaka trembling with confusion. Amaka decided to open the forbidden hut. Inside, she found a wooden box covered in red cloth. When she lifted the cloth, she saw a calabash. Inside the calabash was a human skull. As she screamed, the wind in the room rose violently. The door slammed shut. Amaka realized she had uncovered the truth Chidi tried to hide. Chidi returned to find Amaka crying. His face darkened with sorrow. He confessed that he was a ghost, trapped between the world of the living and the dead. He had died many years ago, but his spirit wandered until he met her. He told her he truly loved her, but their worlds could never stay united. His voice broke as he begged for forgiveness.
Amaka returned to her parents' home. The elders gathered and performed divination. The oracle revealed that Chidi's spirit had tried to marry her so he could feel human love once more. The elders prepared rituals to protect Amaka from being carried to the land of spirits. They said she must cut all ties with Chidi before the next moon. The elders followed Amaka to Chidi's compound. They chanted sacred words and shattered the calabash holding the skull. The wind roared as Chidi appeared in front of them, looking calm but fading like mist. He thanked Amaka for giving him warmth he hadn't felt since he died. Slowly, his spirit dissolved into the air, finally at peace. Amaka mourned for days. She stayed indoors wearing a simple black wrapper symbolizing sorrow. Her mother comforted her, reminding her that she had escaped danger. Amaka washed her hair with herbs and performed cleansing rituals to clear her spirit. Her strength slowly returned, though her heart still ached. Months passed, and the fear surrounding her began to fade. People stopped whispering, and she returned to the market, smiling again. She wore her colorful Igbo attire and felt alive once more. She became known as the girl who survived the love of a spirit. Many came to her for wisdom and advice about strange dreams and mysterious signs. Years later, Amaka met a kind farmer named Obina. He loved her deeply and respected her past. Their wedding was simple, but filled with laughter, music, and life, something she thought she would never feel again. She learned that not all love brings peace, but true love always brings light. She built a family full of joy and honored Chidi's memory by choosing life over fear.
Moral lesson: not everything that looks perfect is as it seems. Always listen to warnings and trust your instincts. Love should bring peace, not confusion. Secrets can destroy relationships. Truth brings freedom. Respect the world of the living and the dead. They do not mix.